All right, Shalom. I'll get it started here in a few. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to do should be a fairly quick lesson. I was watching the Apostle Aram Lab, his lesson that he did this morning. And it was, as you see in the title, it says a small indicator to what's to come, you know. And the portion I want to touch on is that we know a lot is about to happen in this world. You know, we know it's going to be chaos, the MOTB coming, World War III coming, famines, you see, so on and so forth, strange events. But it's one thing we can't forget as believers, man. Matter of fact, let me get a precept. It's one thing we can't forget as believers. But before all these things come, we have to remember it's still a time that us as believers, we gonna have to be persecuted, man. We gonna have to go through a time of trouble. Although we got Jacob's trouble, but us as the believers, and look, not just those who believe in this true gospel, the 100% truth that the apostles and elders of Great Millstone pushing out, but even these other Israelite camps. And that's what Apostle Ramla was hitting on in this lesson, because he touched on how Apostle Paul was persecuting the church. Apostle Paul, he didn't care if, you know, he didn't care if you was a woman, if you was a man. So Apostle Ramla was going into the lesson how it's a small indicator to what's to come when Apostle Paul was persecuting the church. But the point I want to get is, look, yeah, we understand things going to happen, but before all hell break loose, which you're looking forward to, before that could come, we got to go through trouble first as believers, man. And I want to get that because I was reading Luke 21 the other day. And it's something Yahushua said, which I'm going to read, but I want to get this first. Because he was going into all things that's going to take place, but he says, but before all this, you see, Yahushua said, before all these things happen, y'all going to get persecuted first. Y'all going to go through it first, man. So right now, it's a time for us as believers to prepare our minds for this. You know, do what we got to do to draw closer to the Lord, right? Hey, do this work, so on and so forth, whatever it may be, because the time is short. And if we looking for all hell to break loose, guess what else coming? Our persecution, man. But let me get this real quick. This is in Shalom to all the Akim, Akwaf that may be tuning in. But this is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 24. It says, think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance when he shall turn away his face. And we coming to that time of wrath here in the end of the world. And you got a lot of people who so-called say they believe, they know they Israelites, but at the end of the day, they still gonna be judged. Hey, as many people, Yahushua, what that is, Luke, Matthew 7, I believe. You're gonna have people say, Lord, have we not prophesied? Have we not did these works? He gonna say, I never knew you, man. So you have people who know they're Israelites, they will be taken in this persecution. Or if they don't get judged and put to death, you're gonna have a lot of people denounce the truth when persecution come. Let me get another one. I'm gonna get into the lesson real quick. You're gonna have a lot of people, once hard times come, once we get demonized, put up on the news, right? Your family calling you, said, man, I seen they said you was a terrorist on TV. You see? Which I probably even gotta watch saying that word. Right? But our family go see us on the TV. They gonna have us on the news. And you know Esau today, he got those deep fakes to where he can have your face on a body and it's not even you. It might not even be a real video, but it look like you doing it. It look like you committing a crime, right? It sound like your voice. So even he gonna use his technology to help demonize the church, man, demonize this truth, you know? But once that happens, once times get hard, this Israelite movement don't seem as, you know, as appealing as it do now. You know, fringes and t-shirts and, you see, frankincense and myrrh was the IUIC song. We burn that all. You see, when the Israelite movement won't be as appealing in a time when it's demonized, a lot of people gonna lose the faith. A lot of people ain't gonna want to be down with it no more, man. And when all hell breaks loose, they could be caught up in everything. But let me get this real quick. This is Matthew, no, not Matthew, this is Mark. Because I think it's in Mark, the 4th chapter, how it says when persecution came. And then I get into the precepts that I had. I want to get what Yahushua said, how he said, before all hell could break loose, we got to go through it first. And that's in the scriptures. That's why I want to put that for the title. So like, I'm looking for this precept. I know it says when persecution arose, some people going to fall out. Okay, Khan, the Wadi Habashimashah. This is the book of Mark, right? It's Mark chapter 4 and verse 16, the point of 17. It says, and these are they likewise which are sown on a stony ground, right? So you got some people coming to the truth, because when you go into this chapter, Yahushua giving a parable of the soil. You know, some seed, you know, as you are planting, you know, you got some going in the soil, some on the cement, right? So right now it's on stony ground. It says, on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately received it with gladness. And you have a lot of people like that. They heard there was an Israelite, right? The kingdom for us. And you know, the Most High and Yahushua, so-called dark-skinned man, they receive it with gladness. You know? But they don't actually be rooted and grounded. They don't know what's going on. They just want to wear the fringes and say Kwam Yashala. You see? They just want to wear the fringes, man. They just want to be involved in a movement, but they not really understanding the seriousness of this truth, man. Hard times coming, and just because you know you're an Israelite, you not exempt. Just because we know we believers don't mean we about to, like Bishop Nate said, we going to la-da-da-da-da and skip into the kingdom. No, we not. No, we not. Now he changing his tune because he see a times like that approaching. But you have a lot of people who don't know about the other side of the truth, the persecution, the hard times, the bitter. And seeing they in this, they just excited. The next verse says is the point. It says, verse 17, and have no root in themselves. They're not rooted and grounded. And because of that, it says, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time, and afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. You see that? So Yahushua told us, when you got people who in the truth, but when persecution come, when it's time to be demonized, put on the news, they gonna be offended. They ain't gonna want to be involved no more. But that's why now, again, we have to prepare our minds for that now. We have to understand that, man. Was not Yahushua, it said in Isaiah 53, he was numbered among the transgressors? That man wasn't no criminal, but he was made to look like a criminal. What's another one? Daniel. Remember, they made a law in Babylon for the whole province that nobody could pray, nobody could pray or call on another god. I forget how long it was, but they made a law for the whole province just for one man, just for Daniel. And he was, in a way, he was demonized and had to get thrown into that lion's den. So seeing our forefathers, before they was glorified, they had to go through a time of persecution, man. We not, hey, come on, man. We ain't nothing special that the Lord ain't gonna allow us to go through no trouble. You know? But let's get this what Yahushua said. Matter of fact, before that, I'm gonna read this definition of persecution. I'm gonna read that real quick. Now, this is from the etymologyonline.com. It says to persecute, right? For the word persecute, this is what it say. It says to oppress for holding an opinion or a particular creed of worship. Somebody being oppressed for holding an opinion or a particular creed or worship. Is that not us? Hey, I seen Apostle Hall just posted a lesson. I ain't get to it yet. I just seen the title. How it says, these are they that have turned the world upside down. These people go blame us for the events that's going to take place in this world, man. Oh, a good example. I know the elder Yashawamba, he mentioned it a lot, often, how back in Rome, you know, when Nero, he burnt down a part of Rome, right? He burnt it down. And he blamed it on who? He blamed it on the believers of Yahweh Shai, man. He blamed it on them so they can be persecuted. Because of what? The message they were speaking. They were speaking about fire coming. They were speaking about a judgment of fire. So he went ahead and burnt it down. And who was blamed on? The Israelite believers in Yahweh Shai at that time. So the things that we saying now, when they begin to come to pass, who they go blame for it? The ones that's been saying it, man. The ones that's been pushing this message out. So let's go back to this definition in the etymologyonline.com for persecute. It says to oppress for holding an opinion or particular creed of worship, to pursue, to torment, and to hunt down. Let's read them again. It says to pursue. Esau coming at, matter of fact, man, so many precepts coming to mind, but I want to make this quick. But to pursue, Esau coming after those who got this truth, man. Do it not say that in Revelation, the 12th chapter? If a brother want to post that, Revelation 12 and 17, I see you on here, BA. If you're still on here, Baba Kashav, brother could post it up. Revelation 12 and 17. Esau know he got a short time, but it says, who is his main target? He coming after those who hold the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. You know? So it says the definition of persecute again, it says to pursue, to torment. They ain't just gonna chase after us, just, you know, just play a game of cops and robbers. Red light, green light, tag. No, it says they gonna pursue to torment, man. Yahweh Shai told us in Revelation, the 2nd chapter and the 10th verse, some of us gonna be thrown into jail. Khan, the water, brother. Khan. Yup. Hey, Revelation 12 and 12. And can you put Revelation 12 and 17 as well? Baba Kasha. Revelation 12 and 17 as well. 17 the one I want. But this a good one too, because as he go come down on the whole world, it's a specific target out of the world on who he want. The water, brother. Yup. The water. Just like Daniel. Hey, the whole province was under the law, but it was specifically for who? For Daniel. Come on, man. Let me read it real quick. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice. Matter of fact, let me finish this definition. It says, pursue, to torment, and to hunt down. To hunt down. And we gonna get a couple of precepts how you gonna come after us. But let me hit this brother precept real quick. It's Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, who is the devil? Esau Edom, man. The physical counterpart of Satan. It says, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. Why? It says, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So Esau about to come down on the whole world because he know he losing his rulership. You know, his secrets being outed. His plans of his NWO is being outed, right? Everybody in the world is hating him. You see, like Obadiah said, you being despised amongst the nations, man. So seeing he losing his grip on the world, he's about to move in. Now, the point I want to get, it says, because he coming down on the whole world, right? But verse 17 going to tell us when he come down on the whole world, specifically who he won't do. Revelation 12 and 17, which, you know, this happened back then too in Rome. But the same things apply now. It says Revelation 12 and 17, and a dragon, who is that? Esau, by way of his government. It says, was wroth with the woman. The woman is Israel. It says, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. You see? That's who he come and make war with. Out of everybody in the world, when he come down with great wrath, specifically who he won't do. The remnant of the Lord. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and that had a testimony of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach. So Esau coming down on those who hold this truth. Why? Because this is the thing that's bringing this society down. This is the very message that's bringing this world down. Therefore, when all hell truly break, or should I say, before all hell truly break loose, this Israelite movement will be demonized first. The believers will be persecuted first. Now, let me get to this verse that I wanted because it's out of Yahweh Shai's mouth. Right? I'm going to read this in the NLT, and then I'm going to read the same thing in the KJV. Now, this is Luke 21 in the NLT. Now, you know in this chapter, they asked Yahushua, the disciples, because he told them, look, no stones go be left upon another on the temple. So they said, Lord, when shall these things be? And we know that's talking about 70 AD when the temple was destroyed. But another point is, they said, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So in this chapter, Yahushua gave indicators or examples, you know, or things to look for that was going to happen during 70 AD and also at the end of the world. Right? Now I'm going to start at verse, I'm going to start at 6. This is Luke 21 and 6 in the NLT. It says, but it hit harder. The verse he wanted hit harder than the KJV. I just want to read it in NLT. It says, Luke 21 and 6, NLT. The time is coming when all these things will be completely demolished. Not one stone will be left on top of another. It says, teacher, they ask, when will all these things happen? And what sign will show us that these things are about to take place? He replied, don't let anyone mislead you, for many will come in my name claiming I am the Messiah. And they don't have to just specifically come and say, I'm Yahushua, or, you know, as if they coming with another gospel as if it could help you, another hope, another belief, man, another way to get saved. The Lord is saying, don't believe that. And it goes on to say, claiming I am the Messiah and saying the time has come, but don't believe them. And when you hear, now check it out, and when you hear of wars and insurrections, we hearing the wars, right? We hearing the insurrections, uproars of the people. You got the, you know, the Palestinian, you know, having a protests. You know, we seen the George Floyd events that happened a couple years ago, so on and so forth. So it says, where I'm at. Verse 9, and when you hear of wars and insurrections, don't panic. Yes, these things must take place first, but the end won't immediately follow. Then he added, nation will go to war against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes. There will be famines and plagues in many lands. And there will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. So you see the list Yahushua ran off, right? Is that not Jacob's trouble? You know, of course, he gave the same thing for 70 AD, but the same thing's going to happen now. This the point I want, though, because that's those shit hit the fan situations, right? That's those all hell breaking loose events, famines, plagues, wars. The point I want to get is before these things really kick off, this is the point. I'm going to read it again. Verse 11, there will be great earthquakes, there will be famines and plagues in many lands. There will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. This is the point. Verse 12, it says, but before all this occurs, there will be a time of great persecution. That's a Selah moment right there. Before all hell break loose, the spotlight will be put on this Israelite movement, man. Because you know what? You know what just hit me? Revelation, the 7th chapter. Revelation, the 7th chapter. Once the Lord have sealed all his believers, the ones who need to be sealed, the elect, all hell go break loose. Now it's going to be Esau. The Lord going to allow him to come, make a move. But let's finish reading. It says, I'm going to read 11 again. There will be great earthquakes, and there will be famines and plagues in many lands, and there will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. But before all this occurs, so before all hell break loose and shit really hit the fan, it says, before all this occurs, there will be a time of great persecution. You will be dragged into synagogues and prisons, and you will stand trial before kings and governors because you are my followers. Come on, man. Yeah, we're looking forward to all hell breaking loose, but we reading from the Lord's mouth. Before it really happened, we got to go through it first. We're going to have to be demonized first, on the run. You know, being let out through a basket like Apostle Paul. You know, being thrown into jail. You know, all these Israelite camps, you know, banding with Esau to hate us too. The same thing happened in the book of Acts. Like the apostles say, this Acts 2.0, we about to live it all over again, man. So we definitely in those times. It's, man, so like hopefully that noise, if so, I'll kind of move, man. But It says, and govern us because you are my followers, but this will be your opportunity to tell them about me. Right? For a testimony against them. So look, why they taking us up? Hey, just like those 7 brothers at Maccabees, when Antiochus grabbed them up when they was persecuted, right? They ain't go out scared. And Lord willing, we had that same spirit, man. Them men was ready. They was ready to get a life. And what? Before each and every one of them died, they condemned Antiochus. They condemned his soldiers, man. They had the testimony. They talked about resurrection. They talking about the judgment that was going to come to Esau. They talked about these things, man. So the same thing for us. We will be taken in front of governors and kings. But Yahweh Shai said right here in the NLT, but this will be your opportunity to tell them about me. Now I'm gonna close the NLT. Now I'm gonna get the KJV. I want to read the same thing in the KJV. And then I'll get a couple more precepts and I'll let y'all go. Right? I just like got a little ring to it in the KJV. Real quick. This Luke chapter 21 again. And I'm gonna start at 9. It says, but ye shall hear of wars and commotions, and be not terrified. But these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So before the real end could come, as we reading, this Israelite movement will be demonized. And after that, then the real end could come. Then all hell could break loose and take place. Again, Revelation 7, those servants go be sealed. Have at it now, man. And it goes on to say, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. That's the point, verse 12. But before all these, and we read it again, before all hell could really break loose, it says, before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. You see? And it shall turn to you for a testimony. So I just want to start with that, man, to show out your Hawashai mouth. He said, once we start hearing about wars and rumors of wars, that's not the real end yet. He said, because famines go come, uproars of the people go come. The real end go eventually come, he says, but before all these things actually take place, before the real end come, missiles getting shot off, so on and so forth, he said, y'all got to get persecuted first. Y'all go get hands laid on y'all first. Y'all go get thrown in jails first, man. Y'all go get thrown in jail first, so on and so forth. So we see what's coming down the pipe. Let me get this real quick. In Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Oh, that's a spirit. I flip right to it. Right? Now, when you go into this chapter, this is the elites speaking, you know, or as the head of the chapter says, the ungodly, the wicked, right? Now, you know how they had these different summit meetings, you know, the G20 summit, you know, the secret meetings that these elites and higher-ups got, right? Well, Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, give us a glimpse or, you know, a little inkling of what they be talking about in those meetings, right? When they had the Bohemian Grove, you see, so on and so forth. You know, the Rothschilds and these secret meetings. These are some of the things they're going to talk about. And, come on, man. And once we read this, what they planning? Persecuting the church, persecuting the body, persecuting those who believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. Let's read it. This Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Let me see. Okay, I'll just jump straight to the point. So this is what they saying. This is how the elites think. This is their mindset. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. I'll read it a little bit and jump down. This is what they says. It says, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away. And after our end, there is no returning, for it is fast. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read up. I'm gonna read the 1st chapter, and the 1st verse, and I'm gonna jump down. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves. You see? So they talking amongst each other. The elites, the ungodly, the wicked. So as they're amongst each other in the meetings, these are some of the things in this chapter that they discuss. And we know they're talking about us. You know they're talking about this Israelite movement, man. You know what prove it? 1, Matthew 24, Yahweh Shai said, this gospel go be spread to the whole world for a witness unto all nations. A witness is somebody who's seen something or heard something. So everybody's seen or heard this Israelite truth. What's another one that proved these elites and higher-ups know what we talking about? Isaiah the 13th chapter. It says what? That it's going to go into the gates of the nobles. This message going to go into the gates of the nobles, the higher-ups, man. And also Ezekiel 37 and Revelation 11. It says, once we stood upon our feet with this truth, it says, great fear fell upon them because they see us raising up. So in them seeing us raise up out on the highways and hedges, prophesying against them, telling them the judgment to come, Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, is what they discussing. Let's read it. Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. So these things they talking about, it ain't on point. It says, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. And that's these so-called white people mindset. You know, they don't think about reincarnation, just like Esau. He was so willing to give up his birthright because he didn't think about the latter end. He didn't consider his descendants. He didn't consider him coming back in reincarnation. That's why they got that YOLO spirit. So this is the same mindset we're reading about these people. But let's jump down. And again, they still talking amongst themselves. This is what they said, verse 7. Let us fill ourselves. Verse 6. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. You know, these higher-ups, they said, look, let's enjoy the world. That's why, look, they got the resources of the world. Remember, that was Esau's blessing, the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. You know, got all the gold stored up. You see all records from past civilizations. And shit, Esau probably still got some wine from when Yahushua turned it from water to wine in Cana of Galilee. Esau probably got some stored up somewhere. You see? Right? So it says, this is what they said, let us fill ourselves with costly wine. Oh, that's a spirit. They said, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered, and let none of us go without our part of voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion and our lot in this. So they said, look, before we lose this rulership and before we die, let's enjoy this creation, man. You see? But that's not the only thing they talk about in these meetings, about enjoying the creation. Or in modern times, going digital, AI, right? Being in the metaverse. What else they talk about in these meetings is going to tell us. Let's read on. Verse 10, it says, also, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Verse 12, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous. So they setting traps. Just like, again, we mentioned Daniel earlier, a trap was set against Daniel so he could be caught up. A whole law was made for the whole province of Babylon just for one man. Just for one man. They said, don't pray no more. They made a law. Went to Nebuchadnezzar, said, look, no, I think it was Darius, if I'm not mistaken. I had to go back, if you know, brother want to check me on that. But it says they made a law in the whole province so nobody could pray, because they know Daniel was a praying man. Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing. When you go into that and read that, I'm tempted to read it. I'm tempted to go and read it. But when you read that, they been wanting to get at Daniel. They've been wanting to get at him. But what they said we can't condemn. I'm paraphrasing it, but they said we can't. Fuck, I'm gonna read it. Fuck it. I'm gonna read it. Because look, they couldn't condemn Daniel. I'm gonna go back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. They couldn't condemn Daniel as far as him breaking the laws of the land, because he was a good citizen, so to speak, just like us. We pay our taxes and we stop at red lights, so on and so forth. We do what we gotta do to get by in the society, so they really can't come get us. We ain't robbing people, right? We ain't killing nobody, so on and so forth. So they can't come get the believers. They can't persecute this truth for the things we do in our day-to-day life. We go to work, we open doors for people, you see, so on and so forth. So they can't get us, so they gotta make something up. It's the point. They have to make something up concerning this truth. And that's the same thing that happened to Daniel. So in a way, Daniel was demonized and persecuted, thrown into the lion's den. Let's read that real quick. This is Daniel, Daniel 6. And I'm gonna start at Verse 3, it says, then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. So you had these other so-called presidents and princes, they was jealous of Daniel. Because you got to remember, look, they was, either Babylonians or Syrians. I'm sure you probably had a multitude of different nations, mainly Assyrians probably. But Daniel, you got to think, he was a slave. A slave, a Hebrew slave. Coming there, you being set over all the province, pretty much second in command. They didn't like that. They didn't like it. Just like we telling them today, they don't like it. We gonna be set over y'all, man. They don't like that. It sound like Elder Manatazak about when he be like, I don't like it. I don't like it, you see? But the point is, they was jealous of Daniel, so this is what they did. And we can use this as an example on what Esau gonna do today. Because he can't catch us up as far as the law of everyday life, because we living as law-abiding citizens, he gonna have to make something up concerning this ministry. He gonna have to demonize this truth, man. Isaiah 10:1. Woe to him that decree unrighteous decrees and that grievousness which they have prescribed. Laws are being set in place for the prophets, and they was already prescribed, thought of in advance in these meetings. So we coming into the time, man, although, look, you might see brothers on TV, you might be deep fakes, you might see a brother rob a store, but it ain't even that brother, it's fake. Things like that about to take place, man. Let's finish reading this, though. This Daniel 6:3 again. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents, the princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. And then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion, nor fault. You see? They tried to find some against Daniel concerning the kingdom, concerning the laws of the land. Well, let's see if he stopped at this red light. Although, we ain't had, I'm just using it as modern day examples. Let's see if he gonna pay these taxes, man. It says, but they couldn't find none against him because he did everything he was supposed to. Just like us, we are sheep in the midst of wolves. We doing what we gotta do just to get by in this society. And Esau can't find fault against us for it. Even with the, as they say, the grape doctrine. Brothers ain't going out here doing that. If so, we would have been thrown in jail. They can't find none against us concerning the laws of the land. So what they gonna do now to Daniel, the same thing gonna do for us. They're gonna have to make something up concerning his belief in the Most High. Let's read it. It says, they sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So this is what they did. And then these men said, we shall not find occasion against Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. So we ain't gonna find nothing against him breaking the laws of the land, but look, we can make him go off serving his power, because we know he ain't gonna stop serving his power. So let's make a law against that. And it says, I'll read a little bit more, we can go back. It says, so these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto the king, King Darius, okay, so it was Darius. It says, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom and governors and princes and counselors and captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or a man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So because they couldn't catch Daniel up, they said, look, let's get him with that ministry, though. Let's get him with his belief, though. So they made a law for the whole land just for one man. And they said, look, king, look, let's make this law. Nobody could pray to another god or ask things from another god, only you, king. And if somebody do in 30 days, they got to be thrown into the lions then. They knew Daniel was a praying man. So they try to hit him and make laws concerning his belief. Will not Esau do the same thing today? He can't catch us up as far as in day-to-day society, right? We ain't going on high-speed chases. We ain't robbing banks, with the shyster mask on. We ain't doing that. So they're going to have to make laws concerning our belief to get us caught up. That goes into persecution, being demonized. So this what happened. It says, now, O king, establish the decree and sign a writing that it be not changed, according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. And when you read on, that's the point. When you read on, Daniel, he went pray, and look, they was looking, making sure they seen him praying, took him to the king, and he had to get thrown into the lion's den. But as we know, the Most High came through. So that's the hope when we get persecuted as well. The Most High go come through, man. Did he not say that? Right? So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Going back to what these elites talk about in those secret meetings. Because you better believe they don't only talk about what they expect or want in a new world order, but also about persecuting us. Let me get it. Back in Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12, it says, lie in wait for the righteous. Just like we just read about Daniel. Laws was made and there was lying in wait for him. It says, because he is not for our turn, he is clean, contrary to our doings. Right? He upbraideth us with our offending the law. So look, in these meetings, they talk about what we talk about. Again, Isaiah 13 said, this truth have went into the gates of the nobles. Revelation 11 said, fear fell on these people when they see us. So they in their meetings like, man, they talking shit to us. They telling us we're going to get judged. They condemning us because we live this way. Right? So they know it. It says, because he is not for our turn, he is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law and objective to our infamy. The Shalom out. So you want to hop in?
So what you want?
How we go? See, now it's pointing that way.
Okay, I got to put some on.
Come on, that's a bad, bro. It says, it's a bro Shamala. But he said, he upbraideth us with our offending the law and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High. And that's what we're professing. And they know it. It says, he professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High. And he calleth himself the child of the Lord. Are we not doing that? We're on the highways and hedges, condemning Esau and these nations. And we telling them we the Israelites. And as we see in these meetings, they talk about exactly what we talk about. They know it, man. And that's why they got to stop it. We got Revelation 12 and 7 earlier. He want those who got this truth. And again, it ain't just the prophets who go be demonized. Shit, I see a couple sisters on the comment board. If they see in your history, you got Israelite videos, you on a list. If it's men out there, you ain't on the highways and hedges, you just listen. Yeah, they seen when you put Shalom out, good lesson. You on the list too. You see, we all on the list. The thing is, though, we in good hands. Yeah, that's true. We in good hands, man. John 10, Yahushua said, when his father hand in his hand, nobody could pluck us out, right? Lord willing, with that number, nobody could pluck us out. Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. It says, the elect are in the hands of the Lord, and nothing can happen to him. Hey, look, we better than all state. You see? That brother B.A. got a good one. I'm going to get it real quick. Psalms 3 and 2, it says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Right? So look, these nations get together, as we read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, and what they say, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So they trying to see how they going to catch us up. They trying to see what laws they can make to, it has some chairs over there in that corner. I ain't never going to, you know. But they trying to see what laws we can make to get people to not believe in this Israelite truth. And then it says they taking crafty counsel against the Lord people, man. You know? And I finish this in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. It says, verse 13, it says, he professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. And look, they don't want to see it. It says, well, look, if we think it's just believers watching the videos, you might have a Rothschild on there watching the video too. That's the only thumbs down. But look, in order for them to say what we reading, they have to hear what we talking about, man. It says, he is grievous even unto us to behold. So they don't like to see us out there. It's a problem. It says, for his life is not like other men's, and shit, whatever you got to point out. It says, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, and that's what we call them. The fake JEWSs. Y'all not the real people. And we telling them that. So that's another thing they got a problem with. And we going to get to what it's going to lead to. Because right now they discussing our message against them. You see? They discussing our message against them, but we gonna read to what that's gonna lead to, man. It says, he is grievous even unto us to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. And that's like B.A. put Revelation 12 and 17 earlier. He want to come after those who keep the commandments of the Most High, those who have a different way of life.
Like, you're gonna be the biggest problem, bro. You can't stay here in his kingdom, or what they trying to build. Cause they want everybody to just agree and just to be, you know, sheep. You know, just follow the way.
That's it.
Don't want you to buck up.
That's it. Oh, that made me think about the letter that Haman wrote. Remember in the time of the Persian and Medes, he wrote to all nations. He said, man, these people, nations, I forget how he said it, but they got laws different from everybody. You know, they always mess up kingdoms, so on and so forth. We got to stop these people.
Right.
The same thing will happen today. They're going to have to stop this message. You got people turning away from this truth, leaving that old life, which, look, hey, that hurt the economy in a way, just like it did in Acts. When people was repenting, they said, look, these men who come, they turned the world upside down. They come in also. And also they complained about Paul, him teaching.
Hey, who was that told, who was it, Xerxes, about how serious in the scriptures, hey, go check the records. Because of these people. Because, bro, they know, like, if you look all throughout history, when Israel basically rose up and was stronger than most I was with us, hey, we was going to come back into power.
Yep.
And they know that. They like, shit, they growing everywhere. It's all over the world. Shit, we own the world.
All right.
So, hey, they gonna come, they gonna conquer. You see, hey, and we talking about Yahweh Shah returning back. They like, hell no. We're gonna put a stop to this.
That's it, man.
Revelation 12 and 12.
That's it. Because I had started with that precept in Luke 21. Yahweh, you know, he says it's going to be wars, rumors of wars, and all that. And he said, but this ain't the end. Then he said it's going to be persecution and great things happening. He says, but before all these, y'all going to be persecuted first. So before all hell could really break loose, bro, this truth going to be demonized. Man. And then once that happened, Revelation 7, those who needed to hear it going to be sealed at that point. So all hell could break loose, man. But I'm going to finish this because we're going to see in Wisdom of Solomon, as they're discussing what we talk about, what is going to lead to them doing to us. We're speaking about persecution. What is this going to lead to them doing to us, man? So it says, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 16. It says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. Right, we separated from this world, man. It says, he pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed. And that's our main message. We going to conquer at the end of the day. We going to rule at the end of the day as Israelites over all these nations. It says, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his father. Now, this is the point. Verse 17, it says, let us see if his words be true. Well, he been talking, look, these prophets, these Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans been talking all this shit on YouTube. So these elites saying, well, let us see if it's true. Because, you know, they like to test the limits. So they said, look, well, we ain't see no power like Yuval Noah Harari. They said, we ain't worried about the God of the Bible. The Most High ain't show his power in a long time, thousands of years, man. So they go say, well, let's really see if these niggas is right. That's when they go come down with that persecution, man.
Hey, another point, when Yahweh Shah was on the cross, where they say he was the son of the Most High, let us see if he take himself off the cross. So they gonna want to see, all right, you been saying, hey, the Most High gonna save me and this and that. Well, okay, well, where you at? Let's see. Yeah. Let's see if you're gonna save you out of this situation right here. Then. And then, hey, bro, they gonna be so surprised, bro, when the Lord, hey, and the angels just show up and things just start happening. They gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah, but it's getting power.
Then you gonna have people, cause they gonna hear you talking about it, bro. Cause what Yahweh said in Matthew 10 that, and they gonna gather you up for testimony against the Gentiles. So you're gonna speak. You know, whatever the Most High put upon you, and then when things start happening, because you're going to have people around you listening, and you're going to have believers convert once they see, like, damn, they actually showed up for them.
Yep. Man. Yeah, bro. Because that, look, in the time of Acts, once the persecution came, that's when the churches started growing. Yeah. Oh, and once the persecution came, that's when miracles started to be shown, too. Because, look, we're in that time where Esau got his technology. People go be swayed and ooh and odd off of the MOTB being put into their head, right? People walking again. You gonna have a lot of people dying and sicknesses with all these pestilences that's coming. People go to Esau and his technology for it, but brothers go be healing without the technology. So that's gonna be another reason he gonna want to move in. Remember, in the book of Acts, they didn't throw the apostles in jail until they started healing, man. That could be another reason. So let's read on. This is what they're going to do because of this message. Wisdom of Solomon 2:17. It says, let us see if his words be true. You got
I
something?
had thought about a point. You said they're gonna be going to all of these doctors that are trying to be healed. The woman that was over the 12 years issued the blood. They said she was going to the physician. They couldn't heal her, bro. And she went to Yahweh Shah.
Yep,
Right?
that's
She
it.
got healed.
That's it. It says, verse 17, Wisdom of Solomon 2. It says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. So let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. Matter of fact, I think that was one of the definitions for persecute. Okay, for persecute, the definition says on etymology, to oppress for holding an opinion or a particular creed of worship, to pursue, to torment, to hunt down. That's what's gonna happen. They gonna come hunt down the believers. They're gonna pursue the body, man. Starting with the teachers and also those who believe on the message. They go come after us, man. It's written, but it ain't nothing to be scared or shaken up about. Now, although we're in the flesh, we still got emotions. We be running, you know, not as scared as far as losing the faith. You know, nervous, crying probably. But the Lord will come through, man. That's what we gotta hope in, man. That.
No, you can
Not just about to say. That's why it's important to read these accounts. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge will be a stability of our times. Romans 15:4. All these things that was written aforetime of our forefathers, foremothers, the Israelites in the whole being saved out of back against the wall situations, that gives us hope for the times we coming in, man. We dealing with the Lord, man. You know, you got it, bro.
No, I was gonna say, cause we gonna need the Lord in that time, bro. When they try to hunt us down, cause they gonna have all this technology and these great things to track us down. You know, you got the 5G technology, this and that. Right? Make you think about the ancient Egypt, bro. When we was basically coming out of Egypt, and what you had Pharaoh and them, they was coming after us. They was running after us, bro.
Yep.
Trying to get us, but they had chariot, horses, they had all this stuff just on foot, bro. And what had to happen? Because they was going to catch us. But what happened? The chariot came down and helped basically separate them from us. So we can do what we was doing so they wouldn't even catch up to us. So the Lord is going to help us in that time, bro. You know, some of us might get captured. That's why we're going to have to show our faith for the Lord and may even have to die for it. All right? But some of us, we're going to witness, you know, the Lord saving us out of, you know, those type of situations. All right?
I finish this up. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2:19. Let us examine him. Right. When they question us, try us out. It says, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own sayings he shall be respected.
But it's not even a shameful death.
It ain't.
Hey, we down for the Lord. We said precious in the sight of the Lord is the blood of his saints.
I'm gonna read this, and I go to the 2nd Ezra 16. It says, such things they did imagine. So this is the type of stuff they talk about in these meetings. But it says, and were deceived. The Lord might let you touch some of them, but not all of us. It says, for their own wickedness have blinded them, man. So they ain't gonna stop this truth. They ain't gonna stop this movement. And even when they, you know, wish the Lord, he gonna take the word away. But Esau might do it through shutting down the internet or YouTube. You still not doing nothing because those who needed to hear the word have heard it already. And then now the judgment can come. Right? But I'm gonna get this in 2nd Ezra 16 real quick, and I'll wind it down when it goes into those troops coming in. Oh, you know, it's another I just thought about, 2 Kings, the 6th chapter. When those troops, the Syrian troops came in, on Elisha and his servant. They surrounded him. Because what? Elisha, he knew they was talking about them secret meetings, right? And then, but what's the point for us? Elisha's servant got scared. He said, Lord, what we gonna do? This big army is surrounding us. Elisha said, look, it's more that be with us than that be with them. But we got the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and the angels with us, man. Although we can't see it, they're around. But I'm gonna get this real quick in 2nd Ezra 16. Okay. Okay, I got you. Come on, the water. 2nd Ezra 16. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Okay, let's start right here. 2nd Ezra 16 and 67. It says, behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle with them no more forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. This that same wrath in Revelation 12 and 12. Esau coming down, man, because he know he got a short time. It says, it's kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Concentration camps, jail, right? Trying to get bros to take the MOTB, right? So on and so forth, you know? It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Look, don't go to the government, these troops for help. Red Cross, what's enough, FEMA, you know, whatever other emergency help there's gonna be. Don't go to them people, man. Like your Howard Shai said, when we see certain troops come in, run. Run.
They ask no questions.
Right, don't even ask no questions. Right, don't go up, what's going on, you know?
Right.
What y'all doing? No, run, man. Run. It says, verse 70, this is the point. Well, read on to the point. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, man. He want those who got this truth. And although we know our people in the whole got a mindset of a higher power, you know, a spiritual side of him, you know. But nevertheless, and look, Esau don't know who exactly elect is, so he go come after all Jake. All of us, man. And it goes on to say, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. Nobody gonna be spared. Not just, you can't say, well, I wasn't out there teaching, I was just watching the videos. Okay. Well, I'm an Aquath, you know? I ain't a brother, I'm an Aquath. Okay. Right? Children and all, you know? Children and all. They coming for everybody, man.
Hey, you don't want to slay that remnant, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want them to be saved. And Esau just want to stop all of those plans. It's like what with Herod, we wanted to kill Yahushua.
Yep.
He came in slaying with all of the children for 2 years and under. Right, but shit, this time shit, he's gonna come in and just be slaughtering everybody, bro. Shit, hopefully he probably think hopefully I can just slay the elect.
Right. That's it. It says, and that's why he gonna kill all Jay, because he ain't gonna know who the elect. He's just gonna be slaughtering.
Right.
Children, because he ain't gonna know what is this little nigga raise up, you know, right, to be like Moses, you know. Mm-hmm. They ain't gonna know, man. They ain't gonna show no mercy.
He don't even know about the Israelite wars, though. So it's like he can't really do nothing about it. The Most High, he got him in a trick bag.
Yep. That's it. It says, 2nd Ezra 16 and 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So once this happen, though, once the persecution come, once the demonization come, the Lord gonna show who he is, man. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, and then shall they be known who are my chosen. Why? Because the Lord gonna show divine intervention, man. So really, although we know a hard time and a fearful time is coming, we should be somewhat looking forward to it, because the quicker it comes, the quicker we can see miracles. The faster we get demonized and Esau come after us, the quicker we'll start seeing divine intervention, man. The Lord gonna show his power. So it's a win-win situation for us. It says, they shall be tried as gold in a fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, the house of David, beloved. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your God, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord. That's the same ones he won't. Revelation 12, those who got the testimony of the Lord and keep his commandment, right, the same ones he go come at. But that's the same ones the Lord gonna say, I got them, no, man. It says, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves, you see? But I ended right there. I just wanted to hit on that point. Like I said, responding to Apostle Ramla, because he sparked my spirit. Him going into I forgot what he titled it.
Yesterday.
No, he did it this morning. I got it in my title, responding to it.
Was it the Gentile?
Nah, he did it like 3 hours, 4 hours ago.
Okay, because he just did another one.
Okay. Yeah, it was something. going into how small things to come or whatever, but he was going into how Apostle Paul was persecuting the church. He didn't show no mercy. He was going into how Esau, the nation, could do the same thing. And I was reading Luke 20. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it again. I ended off on that. Reading Luke 21 the other day. And Yahweh Shai said, before all hell really break loose, we got to get persecuted first. And I ended on this. I started with it. I ended with it. Real quick, this Luke chapter 21 and verse 9. It says, ye shall hear of wars and commotions. Be not terrified. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So we've been saying these things, but we ain't at the end yet. It says, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, famines, pestilences, fearful sights, and great signs shall they be from heaven. Sound like Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose. The point is, he says, but, all right, but before all these, before all that can happen, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, and being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, and it shall turn to you for a testimony, man. You see? And in the NLT it says, but this is going to be your opportunity to tell them about me. That's cold, man. So look, before our hell really break loose, what you looking forward to, we got to go through a little tough time. But it's all good because the Lord said he going to come through, man. You know? But if you ain't got nothing out, hey, well, with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to you, Akim, out there, 144,000 who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. They keep fighting and keep pushing, and we almost out of here. You see? And with that, shalom.